Hi everyone, this is Ravi. Welcome to TRICENTIS Tosca Advanced Training. As you all know, I have already published 53 YouTube videos covering basic, intermediate and advanced level concepts. So from couple of videos onwards, I've started teaching you some real-time scenarios where you might encounter different types of obstacles and how can we solve those obstacles while automating your test cases. So this is our obstacle 12 in terms of real-time scenarios, and this is our lesson 54 in terms of overall TRICENTIS Tosca training. So in this obstacle, I'm going to teach you how can we solve an obstacle where you need to interact with XML engine, web engine, and then file engine. We need to load the XML file and we need to create an XML file and then we need to scan an XML file to solve this obstacle. Please do subscribe to the channel, click on bell icon, you'll receive notifications whenever I publish more videos. Thank you. So this is our 12th obstacle. The obstacle name is Be Fast Automate and which is categorized as hard. So let us go for it. Let us first understand what is the obstacle that we need to solve for. So click the button Load Books to load an XML structure of books to the text area. Click the Load Books. Now an XML structure of books will be loaded in the text area. Search through the XML and find the ISBN of book titled Testing Computer Software. Here you can see this is one book. The title of the book is this and the corresponding ISBN number of the title of the book is this. So this way you need to search for Testing Computer Software book title and you need to copy the corresponding ISBN number and enter this ISBN number to the text box. Here you need to enter this ISBN number into the text box, but you need to enter the ISBN number of a specific book titled Testing Computer Software. So how can we solve for this? Let us go back to TRICENTIS Tosca. So before we start solving the problem, let me explain the strategy how we are gonna solve the challenge. So first, what we are gonna do, we are gonna use web engine to interact with this button so that we can load the XML. And then once I load this XML, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the file engine to create a file and store this loaded XML into that file. Store means and write this loaded XML into a file. What is the file I'm going to create? I'm going to create .xml file and then I'm going to use XML engine to scan the XML that we stored in our system. Then I'm going to search for the title of the book Testing Computer Software by using constraint action mode, and then I'm going to store this ISBN into a buffer so that I can print that ISBN number into this buffer. So that means we are using total 3 different types of engines: web engine, file engine and XML engine. So let us go to our TRICENTIS Tosca. As usual, we are going to scan all the objects of application under the folder called obstacles. Right click on this folder, select scan and select application. This is my application. Click on scan. Here I would like to save the object related to this button, load books. Also, I would like to capture object of this particular box where XML is loading, and then this edit box where I'll be entering the ISBN number, which is this one. So I captured all three of them, and all three of them are uniquely identified, so I don't have any conflicts. And now let us rename this module with the obstacle number. Copy this number, paste it here, and now let us save this. Let us save all these objects and close the Xcan. So if you go back to your TRICENTIS Tosca, so this is my latest obstacle that we captured. Load books, ISBN of testing computer software. So what I'm going to do here, I would like to create a new folder here. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a new folder. So let me create a subfolder under obstacles. Let me call this as the same obstacle name that we captured right now. And then I'm going to move this particular module under this subfolder. Okay, why I'm doing, you'll get to know. Why I'm doing, you'll get to know. Okay. So right now under obstacles folder, I have one module here. Okay. So now let's go back to our test case section, right? Blue color section. Right click and create a new test case and name this with the same obstacle name. Double click on this test case. So now what I would like to do, I would like to start creating our test steps for this test case. First, I'm going to drag this module and drop it here. And let me name this as load this test. Let me name this test step as load XML structure. So what I'm going to do here, first we need to click on this load books button, right? For that, simply enter X here and your action mode is input. What it does, it's going to load the XML structure. Once you load the XML structure, I need to now create one file, XML file, and I need to write this particular content, right? To write this content here, I would like to capture the content here. What I'm going to do, I need to capture this XML, right, into a buffer. For that, let's do one thing here. B_XML content. I'm creating B_XML content as a buffer, and then I'm going to store this entire text into a buffer. Okay, so now we stored this content into a buffer. Now we need to use another method where we need to create an XML file. For that, what I'm going to do, Control T, and here I'm going to say create. We can use read and create file. I'm not using create XML file. Instead of, I'm using tbox read create file. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to name this as create XML and write content. And what is the directory where you would like to store? Let's say I would like to store in this directory. Let's take the path of this directory and put it here. And then what is the file name? I would like to name this as books.xml. And then what is the text that you would like to write here? I would like to write the text of this one, which is buffer, right? So how to call the buffer? Open curly braces, capital B, open square braces, B_, XML content, close square braces, close curly braces. Okay, so just to make sure, I'm going to copy this entire buffer and then I'm going to paste it here because I should not have any spell mistakes, right? So this is my buffer. I'm writing the content that I captured in this buffer and then overwrite true. I like to overwrite the content if I run this particular test case again and again. Okay, so let me run this particular test case now and see what happens. Okay, run this. So it loaded and then it created an XML file. So what I'm going to do here now, let's go back here. Okay, it's clicked on load books, right? Now let's go back to the path where we specified here. This is our books.xml. Let's open this and see the content. So you can see here, this is the content. This is our first book. This is our second book. This is our third book, right? We are looking out for this book. See, testing computer software, and we need to capture ISBN of this particular testing computer software, which is 1073645, and this ISBN number need to be typed here. Okay, so let's close this one now. Okay, so we are successfully creating the XML file that is required. Okay, now our next step is to scan the XML, whatever the XML that we created here, right? In this location, we need to scan that XML. For that, let's go to module section again. Here, under this folder, I would like to scan. See, this is our obstacle folder. Okay. So here, right click and then select scan. Here, I don't want to select the application. Instead, I would like to select more, and here select file scan. Select this and then it's going to ask you to select the file that you would like to scan. I'm going to select the corresponding file. So here, this is my books.xml is the file. Open this one. So this will scan the XML and it creates a module here. You can see here there is a resource and then there is a catalog, books. Under book, you have this particular book repeated node. Under book you have author, title, price, ISBN number, right? So we scan this one. Now let's go back to our test case now. So before I start using this module, there is another step that we need to follow. What is that one? We need to open the XML. See, whenever you would like to read the XML that we stored in the system, first you need to open the XML file, right? For that, Control T, open XML file. Here, open create XML file. Select this one. And here, what is the resource name? I'm going to name this as XML file. XML file. I'm going to name this as XML file. What is the path? The path of the XML that we are storing. So this is the path, right? So this is the path. Let's select this path, copy this and paste it here, slash books.xml, right? This is your entire path. Now, once you open the XML, now let us start using this one. What we need to do? We need to filter ISBN related to one specific book title, correct? For that, let's drag this and drop it here. Here, what I am doing, search for the book related to testing computer software, right? Copy this one. So let's go back here. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to start using the constraint option here, constraint method or action mode. How? So if you see here, this is my title, right? I'm pasting the title of this particular book, and I'm going to use action mode as constraint. What it does, it's going to look for the book title testing computer software, and it filters out all other options. It takes this, and then I would like to capture the ISBN of this particular book title, right? Here I'm going to store the content into a buffer called ISBN. Okay, here as soon as you find testing computer software book title, take this ISBN number and store that into a buffer called ISBN buffer. And now once I get the buffer, I need to enter that buffer into edit box, right? For that, again we need to start using the same module, this one. Drag this and drop into your test case. This is our last step. I'm going to rename this as enter ISBN number. Okay, here scroll down, and this is your edit box, right? I'm going to call this buffer open curly braces B open square braces ISBN close square braces close curly braces. So done. So we are done automating this entire scenario. Let me explain what we did again. Okay, first we captured a module with all the objects from this particular page, web page, and here by using the same module I created a test step to click on this button, and then I'm buffering this entire content into a buffer, this buffer, right? And then I am creating an XML called books.xml, and then I'm writing that XML content which we stored in this buffer into this file. Done. Now I'm opening the same XML that we created, and then by using XML scan, I have captured the objects or the XML resources into a module. I'm using the same module to filter out the title of the book testing computer software by using the action mode constraint. And as soon as I get this title, I'm capturing the ISBN number of the title into a buffer called ISBN. And then again I am using the same module that we stored all these objects, right? And here I'm just typing the ISBN number that I stored in the buffer from the XML. So now let us change the workstate as completed, save this test case, and now let us run this test case. Right click and run in Scratchbook. So it says it is failing. Let's go back and see what is failing. Okay, so here either a resource or a transition has to be specified. Book request. See, if you see here, we named the resource as XML file, right? This one, I need to use the same resource. See, when you open the XML file, I have named the resource as XML file. So now you need to use the same resource name here as well when you are trying to filter out the title with the book name, right? So that resource name is missing. That's why we are getting error message as resource. See, either resource or transition have to be specified. So I have not specified the resource. That's why I specified the resource that we provided here. Now let's save this and run this particular test case one more time. Perfect. See, it entered 1815763. Let's verify this again. Okay, let's go back to our XML. Open books XML. What is our book title? Testing computer software. What is the ISBN number? 1815763. Let's go back here. 1815763. That means we are able to capture the ISBN number of the book titled as software book titled as testing computer software. So if you have any queries, leave your queries in the comment box. I'll try to respond to your queries. So this is very important concept where we touched three different types of engines: web engine, file engine, and XML engine. And we also covered how can we scan the XML, and then how can you search for a particular parameter within the XML.